Hello, welcome to chapter 9 review of this book, Comprehensive Digital Marketing Guide. Today we're reviewing chapter 9 and it is titled Marketing Stroke Sales Funnels Essentials. Marketing Stroke Sales Funnel Essentials. What is a sales funnel? A sales funnel is a visual representation that illustrates the sequential stages involved in the purchasing journey of a buyer. This diagram illustrates the progression of leads or potential customers as they navigate the many stages of the sales process, starting with their initial introduction to future transactions. The process of purchasing items or services is facilitated by the sales funnel, which coordinates the actions of both the consumer and the vendor. So this chapter is like the compiler of the entire book. All the things we've been talking about, right? From, branding your business, creating logos, and then making sure that your business is registered, and then developing your website, setting up an e-commerce website, and all of those, right? So this topic is now like compiling all of them. In programming, there's what we call the compiler. So the compiler does not develop. It just makes sure it picks all the different codes and puts them together and then presents a single application for you. So this chapter is like that compiler that puts everything together for you to now begin to drive your business. So just like a funnel, there are different levels, okay? Different levels, and then before it narrows down to the very bottom. So that is what this chapter is talking about. So by the time we go to this diagram, we'll see the 5 stages of a sales funnel. The 5 stages of a sales funnel. At the top, that is the wider part of the funnel, we have awareness, right? So this is the stage that you begin to disseminate information. You utilize all your social media accounts, your website, Google My Business, everything you can lay your hand on to disseminate information. Advertising is like someone in the streets screaming. So by the time you scream and it gets into the ear of a particular person that is interested in what you do, the person will patronize you. But if you don't scream, if you don't talk, if you don't advertise, no one will know about your business. You may be the best in your industry, right? You may be the best architect. You may be the best developer. You may have the best of products among your peers. But if you don't tell people about what you do, no one will know about you. So that is why you need to utilize the functionalities of sales funnel. So at the very top of the funnel is awareness. What do you do? Okay, so here are some strategies for increasing brand awareness. 1, the official website of the company. That is your own official website. Posts on various social media platforms. Strategies for optimizing search engine rankings. Marketing techniques involving partnerships with affiliates. Conducting research independently. Advertisements in print media and on radio. Visual content in the form of videos. Visual representation of information through infographics. Events conducted in person. A viewpoint for the conscious stage. So you have to utilize all these channels. You need to work on your YouTube videos. You need to go to the Instagram and post. You post on Facebook, you blog, you post on your website. You can even go to radio stations, to TV stations, to print media. So all these medias you need to utilize to disseminate information about your product and services. Because if you do not tell people about what you do, no one will know about what you do. Okay? So at the top, we have the awareness. Then, secondly, we have interest. Once an individual becomes aware of your brand, they progress to the subsequent phase of marketing funnel, whereby their interest in your firm is cultivated and they explore these ranges of products or services you provide. So by the time you have utilized all these channels, right, and someone that is interested in your business hears about what you do, okay, the person will now pick the interest and begin to ask questions. Okay, so the person begins to ask questions about your product and your services. Okay, so that is the second stage. Right now, look at the various stages can be employed to capture the attention of individuals, such as generate blog content tailored to resonate with target client profile, determine the primary terms utilized by potential customers during their online information search, enhance the influx of specific and relevant visitors to your website or social media platforms, develop compelling content that effectively address the public challenges and concern of your target audience. So for the fact that a few persons have piqued interest in your product and your services, you now need to begin to direct them to certain information. So this is now more of a targeted marketing. So you begin to direct these interested prospects into this content through your blog content. They may have gotten to know about you through their search, so you utilize that to push out content into that environment. Okay, so you begin to design your information dissemination to reach to this particular set of people because they've already piqued interest in your product and your services. So you now need to begin to furnish them with more relevant information that will help them to pick more interest and then move to the next phase. Now, the third phase is desire. Currently, prospective clients actively seek out the choice that most effectively aligns with their specific needs and financial constraints. One could explore various commodities or transactions. Your business aspires to distinguish itself by offering the most optimal resolution to the predicament at hand. So now this person has piqued interest in your product and your services and he's desiring to now purchase or to patronize you. So this desire, you need to now begin to nurture it in a way that it will now convert into a buying customer. Various stages can be employed to achieve desired outcomes, including the utilization of landing pages, social media posts, and advertisements that incorporate lead magnets, such as subscriptions to newsletters, okay, downloads of electronic books, calendars or planners tailored to specific niches, quizzes, surveys or polls, valuable workbooks or instructional manual typical in PDF format, samples or complimentary trials of your product or services. By the time you get these desirous people wanting to patronize you, you begin to channel their attention to some critical areas, like asking them to download or maybe to subscribe to a newsletter, or you begin to explain some things to them and then you begin to ask them to make choices through polls or surveys. Okay, so at this point you are narrowing down the interest, okay, into something that is deliverable. So the customer is now beginning to narrow down his interest, and then he's coming down to a point where he can now begin to make a decision. Okay, so that is the third phase, the desire. Now from the third phase it moves down to the fourth stage, which is action. So the next phase is now action. The step in the sales funnel where a potential client makes the decision to purchase is sometimes referred to as the action stage. Presently, the foremost objective of your organization is to fulfill the requirements and satisfy the anticipated standards of the just acquired client. One approach to achieve this objective is by providing additional support or educational materials pertaining to your product, providing guidance on the proper and efficient utilization of your products can enhance customer satisfaction and optimize their overall experience with the purchase. Okay, so at this point, you now begin to narrow everything down to begin to satisfy this customer because he is taking action at this stage. He has already known about your product, he has piqued interest and nurtured the desire, and now this is the action phase. Okay, so you cannot afford to leave this customer, to abandon this customer. Now, techniques for taking action, they include: establish and nurture a strong rapport through regular and pertinent email communication. You see where email marketing comes in. You begin to communicate to these prospects with emails to finalize this sale. Respond promptly to inquiries and concerns regarding your organization or promotional offerings. This particular phase, some organizations or some entrepreneurs always lag behind. You have projected something, you have promoted your product and your services through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all the social media platforms, even by email. Then a prospect is asking a question, is making a further inquiry, but you are nowhere to be found. You cannot respond timely to such inquiries. This can make the customer to change his mind and look for another vendor. So if you promoted your product or services, you need to always be active. You need to always be active to respond to inquiries. Okay, because this phase now, for someone to make an inquiry about your product, it means the person is interested in the product. Your response can make the person buy or make the person to decline. So you cannot afford to miss out on this. Highlight time-sensitive pricing promotions, bundle packages, or provide discount and promotional codes. Okay, it depends on the kind of product you have or service. You can also at this point begin to give discount. You can say, okay, if you buy from us today, you are getting so and so discount. Or if you use this coupon code within this period of time, you get a certain discount, right? So these are the things that can make the client or the prospect to want to buy from you. Okay, conduct consultations or live demonstrations to showcase the value of your product or services. At this point, it depends on the product. If it's an inquiry, an offline inquiry, or a business to business inquiry, at this stage you might be doing a presentation. Or if it is an online product, you might want to organize some online webinars and all that. Okay, so you just need to capture the attention of the customer completely. That is why you do all these things. Employ retargeting strategies to effectively reach and engage potential customers. Okay, so this phase, the action phase, you need to be proactive. You cannot afford to waste time anymore, because you've already invested time, resources, and everything in capturing the attention of the customer by running promotions, setting up a website, Facebook account, and all the social media handles and all that. You've disseminated the information. Prospects are already interested and asking some serious questions so that they can make their decision. So at this point, you cannot lag behind. You need to be proactive. In fact, you need to be 5 times ahead of the customer, providing all the necessary information, convincing the customer to buy. Okay, so that is the stage 4 of the funnel, action. Then the stage 5 is loyalty. The objective of customer loyalty, also known as re-engagement or retention, is to convert a customer into a repeat customer. Retention plays a pivotal role in the efficacy of a sales plan due to its ability to reduce the expenses associated with obtaining new prospects. Now, this stage, the customer has already bought from you because they've taken action, right? The fourth phase that you needed to provide all those information makes the customer to take a decision and then buy. Now, but after buying, would you want to invest another resources to promote your brand, do all the things you've done from phase 1 to phase 4, make all the expenses before winning another customer? Or you want to put up a good attitude, a good salesperson attitude that will make this customer to become a loyal customer? Which of them will be more cost effective? To me, it is the second option, because at this point, this customer or client has already tested your product. So they already have a relationship. Now, for them to come back to buy will not require you making any additional expenses. So the burden of promotion and making all those expenses to win a new customer will be cut off, because this person already have that relationship, so he can actually take a decision and then just come back and buy from you. So customer loyalty is very important in this phase. Okay, so you need to do everything within your power to be able to retain your customers. For instance, I have some customers that are still patronizing me 15 years down the line, right? So I have these clients, they just keep coming year by year, and then all that. So if you don't retain your customers, it then means you spend more money to acquire new customers. So customer retention is key in this particular sales funnel stages. Okay, so you need to understand what to do to be able to retain your clients. Now let's look at the different levels of sales funnel. Still following that same funnel shape, okay, we have 3 different phases or levels. So these 3 levels are top of the funnel. Second, you have middle of the funnel, and then we have bottom of the funnel. There are a group of items, or things to do at different levels. At the top of the funnel, also called TOEFL, people become aware of the problems you can solve. At the middle of the funnel, also called MOFU, prospects want a solution and consider their options. At the bottom of the funnel, also called BOFU, prospects decide on a solution and become customers. So you have these 3 key levels. Okay, now let's look at the top of the funnel. The marketing strategies employed at the initial stage of the sales process are crucial in attracting prospective clients to your organization. The uppermost section of the sales funnel encompasses the landing page of your website or the promotional materials shown at your physical location. Middle of the funnel. The central portion of the sales funnel encompasses all activities and processes that occur during the pre-sale phase of the sales cycle. The focal point of the sales funnel is exemplified by clients engaging in activities such as trying on clothing at a physical store or exploring the benefits of products on a website. At the base of the sales funnel, BOFU, the final purchase occurs at the bottom of the sales funnel. When consumers make a purchase at the point of sales or provide their credit card details on a website. Those are the different levels of the sales funnel. Just like we talked about the different stages of creating awareness, interest, desire, action, and then so on. So you need to design your sales process to walk your prospects through the customer journey, okay, to be able to buy from you and then remain loyal customers. So this topic, tries to teach us all the different processes to be able to drive our business on the internet and also in our local or physical store. Okay, it is the same process. Whatever techniques you apply here applies to your physical store or your online shop. Okay, so you need to take advantage of this book to be able to understand all these different phases in order to apply them on your business. Okay, so where can you get this book and other of my books? You can get this book from any Market Square supermarket nationwide, or you can get it from a Hyper City supermarket. You can also purchase this book by contacting the WhatsApp number on this screen, or by going to the website www.dm-prof.com. Now, if you find this review very interesting, you might want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, share, like, and comment. If you have any questions, I will personally respond to your questions. Thank you.